Welcome on back everyone to Total Warhammer 3 and Part 9 of our Morghur the Shadowgave, SFO Grimmhammer, and the Old World campaign. In today's episode we are here to teach the King of France yet another lesson. While we didn't get our ambush off, we still have way too many Ungor for them to handle, at least hopefully. The questing knights are pretty dangerous, and riding alongside Lewin they're going to be boosted up a little bit, so hopefully we can ignore this auto-resolve and just take the fight to them and come out on top. Let's find out. Alright, this is definitely still going to be a very costly battle since we don't have nearly a full lineup, especially of the hounds. So let's see. Where are most of your mounted yeomen? You just put one on either side to kind of lead the charge. Fair enough. So what we'll want to do is, I think, just set up right up front here. Almost all our units can vanguard deploy, so we'll go Ungor spears, trying to keep them as far in the woods as we can. Close to the woods as we can. And then we'll have this set of Ungor spears. We'll just kind of have a layering of the spear gore. Not sure how many layers we need, because the problem is those knights are going to punch right through these Ungor. They do have a bonus V large, but it's not going to help them that much against what they're facing. So, extra bowmen here. And I think what we'll do is we'll have... Can't quite deploy them the way I want. Although if we can get set up in a way that the enemy is going to be forced to go around these houses, that's going to be perfect. And these Archer Ungor sadly can't do damage to the mounted yeomen off the start, so they're likely to try to turn and re-engage us. This is going to be way better. Have that group of Ungor in the back, so we'll get all of you lads together. There's going to be a bunch of guard mode. Now let's grab the rest of our Ungor then. And we'll just have ourselves a nice layering of arrows. We'll have the Sons of Goros and the Grog Hooves waiting to engage these questing knights. Which, if we take a look, there's still going to be a high threat, even for our bonus V large and armor piercing cavalry, which is not a good sign. Want to make sure our hound dogs are probably engaging them first. And lastly, we'll have the Minotaurs. We've got rocket tests going down the road, so I'm going to be right back. Alright, we're back, but who knows for how long. I promise I'll stop explaining it eventually, but we live very close to an airport, and very recently there's been lots of activity over there. Very, very loud and jet-like activity on our very small airport, so quite confusing. And luckily it doesn't take up too much time for you all. It can just be a couple seconds. I'm sometimes sitting here for 10, 15, 20 minutes just waiting for that stuff to stop. Because otherwise, and it picks up way too much into the recording. Alright, everyone is ready to go. Our Minotaurs and our Doom Bulls sadly cannot vanguard deploy yet. Let's get this going. Lewin Lanker Part 2. Yeah, I kind of figured they would immediately flee. Let's take up position in the woods then, which is going to be the safest place for all of our units. They want to come on over and try to flank around, and that's going to work just fine for us as well. Okay, well they're back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mute. And that way we don't have to pause for a moment again.
Beastmen.
Alright, back once more. So all of the questing knights are all now on one side, which is not something I like to see so much. Let's let them start moving their way on over towards us. Arrows are starting to lace those mounted yeomen with tetanus. Go ahead and charge and break this first group. Really pretty concerned about all these questing knights off to the side here. I'd rather these hounds get caught than anyone else. Let's send the Minotaur, so Lewin's going to try to fight the Minotaur in a solo. Bold strategy. Minotaur and Doom Bull versus Lewin. which is a fight I think they can handle. Bring you lot back. I'm going to send these spears forward. Try to get all of our archers that can firing on this unit. Let's go ahead and charge our hounds into these questing knights. Hounds plus spears. Then the Sons of Goros can come over here after these questing knights. Use the Centaur to keep them distracted. Oh, this is horrifying. Run, dudes. That bonus versus large in, and then they can just keep fleeing and then come back around and help out. Please, help who you can. Those questing knights. Lewin is taking some serious damage. Our hound dogs are too. Not great. Come on, Ungor, hold the line. Funnily enough, our Ungor are devastatingly powerful against his archers. Oh, I want you to go get into melee. Get out of there. That's gonna hurt. We need Lewin to go away. That way I can focus on the other. Alright, Minotaur, I think we can handle this by ourselves. Let's send you guys up to start smashing peasants. We've lost a group of archers really quickly. A combination of spears and warhounds actually working pretty well up front. Everyone with a bow. Oh, the peasants are starting to get through our front line. Okay, well, get those axes dirty. I think he said less running. Send the Minotaurs through the hundreds of peasants that are in their way. Now let's ignore these peasants and go after these questing knights. Sons of Goros are starting to take some damage. Not something I like to see so much. Fall back. Shouldn't be in melee. Great weapon, Centaurs are going the way of the dodo. We're gonna pull them back through the woods then. Alright, we've got Lewin. He's likely to come back though. We're gonna push them through the line. Let's smash into these peasant mob. Spear Gore, move forward. That's just the Spear Gore versus the questing knights. You all fire those bows? I know you were given them for a reason. Hound dogs come through. He's a peasant mashing machine. The more we make flee, the better. Which is a very obvious statement. Centaurs, you guys need to get away from combat. Just start trying to get some space and use those axes. I'm actually going to charge this first group into melee. They've got that bonus V infantry that is pretty effective. And it looks good. Lost so many gore. Alright, Korgoth, we're going to have to get busy. Frog hooves chase you off some questing knights, and we have a heap of peasants to run down. It is going to be a banquet. Catch you in a moment. Going to give us a Pyrrhic victory, but that is a heap better than a close defeat. Any Ungor that got more than 5 peasants slain gets to become an Ungor ace. Lucky you guys. Hopefully there's enough of them for a secondary battle. I just don't want to fight against questing knights, so maybe we don't want a secondary battle. Let's take the nom-nom of these captives. Alright, we've got a new Ritual of Ruin available already in Barfleur. Perfect. We're not going to, but that is quite neat. I'm just going to keep playing through the alien invasion happening in the background. So we've got Kingslayer now for Korgoth as well, so recruitment cost has been reduced for all of our cavalry. Which, once again, that's great. I think only for the Centaur. They count as cavalry, right? They do indeed. So what I'm going to do with Korgoth... I think we're just going to retreat and do some more recruiting if we can. Funnily enough, we are still maxed out on everything, so you only get like 1 of each, which is not great. So it's either an orgy of slaughter or a bullish metal. They need to become the Bull Lord or the Blood Caller. Causes terror or ward save. I mean, Korgoth is all about orgies of slaughter. We can give him an Ogre Blade or the Berserker Sword. I think we decided on the charge bonus last time. I do like the Opal Amulet much more than the Talisman of Preservation. It also gives you the opportunity to drop in a 30% ward save kind of whenever you want. So situationally, it's much better. Alright, Morghur, I think now we then move on Lewin at Fragoon. So, we'll have you initiate the battle. And Morghur can be the reinforcements. Really a close defeat. Actually, there's a lot here at this settlement. Not a weak garrison at all. So we'll move on in here with Morghur. Exactly. It's just because of the City Watch. They get extra Be a Hero ability, which we were probably getting to see decimate our lines, probably as it dropped down on all of the enemy knights. Can we get them with an auto-resolve? We could, but we would just lose everyone in the process. I don't think so. Knights Errant are tough, but they have no extra bonuses, and their melee attack and defense are pretty weak. Pegasus Knights spook me out a little bit. We have Razor Gore, we have Giants, and Lewin is very weak. Alright, well, let's control ourselves a large army. Here's what we're going to do instead of immediately initiating the combat, or the battle itself. Circle up, and we'll let Morghur do at least one turn of replenishing by raiding here, which should also make his people tired if they come out to attack us, but we'll do some stealing. Morghur steal. And hopefully replenish. Good grief, that is causing all sorts of problems on with our frame rate. Okay, we'll back over with Morghur. There's too many lads hiding in Marienburg.
Praise Sigma.
We're gonna have to deal with all of the great swords.
The Empire.
And then all of these clowns as well. Here's what we should do. Who are you guys at war with?
Do not waste my time with petty talk.
Don't you worry, I'm not gonna waste any of your time. I'm gonna go talk to the Black Pit tribe.
Told me to listen, so talk.
Oh, we're not allowed to be mercenaries at all. How sad. Okay. Let's go ahead and just declare war on Marienburg. They've got the Marches of Corone and the Continental Exarchate on their side. Okay. I don't think it's anything we can't handle. War it is.
Not in my name.
Not in my name. Joined by the elves? Can't tell. They were joined by at least the Marches of Corone. Okay, they were joined by the elves too. Fair enough. So Morghur, we're gonna have you do some sneaky nonsense. They need to leave Klessin for at least a turn. Marienburg is the settlement we need to take down. Let's go out here. Only a 45% chance to succeed in our ambush, huh? Morghur, you're too loud. We'll go over here where it's 50%. And hopefully we can draw Emil out. He's right next to Marienburg, so he should feel pretty overconfident. While we're here, raiding class gives us more income from raiding by double. But I think we need to keep our population growth. That bloodied lair. Alright, Akbar, I think we need you to actually stay near this herdstone. So I'm betting that the greenskins are going to try some nonsense pretty soon. So you, come on back to Garbon Hold. Let's stay outside in an ambush stance, because they might catch anyone foolish enough to try to come through the underways. So, Grom would be a terrifying sight. Let's get 2 more of you guys to make it 6, and then the rest being Warhounds. Give everyone rabies in the back line. Okay. You're a Barfleur. We could add in more buildings that I don't want. Alright, that looks good. I think instead of raiding, though, we might have you just go in and... Why can't you go into normal hidden in camp? Because there's other people nearby. Weird. Okay, then we'll just keep raiding. Low bestial rage, where? With Akbar. No longer. Start bashing some heads. Skip over all of the needed upgrades, and Warars, can you actually join a squad? No, he's way too far away. Start working your way back over here then. Fish colony. Glittering embers is all it's going to be. I'll run into the Dark Gods. Okay. Looks like things are getting a little bit scary out in the void. Do you want to be rewarded? I mean, this doesn't seem like a reward, but yes. Morghur is change. So now we need to kill 1 or 10,000 enemies in battle and become a prophet of the dead gods. Which gives us a heap of extra bonuses for 20 turns. It's worth all of the downsides you have to endure to get here. Well, the fact that Lewin didn't come out to us is bad news bears for him. We're not gonna go for the battle. Nope. We're gonna let Lewin keep attritioning down. And you can even have Korgoth. You switch over into the ambush stance. I'd like for you to recover more. We can raid here instead. See anyone threatening? Barflorus, we'll just keep you moving on over. We can have you steal some technology from the Barley-Mott. Well, you actually managed to succeed. Note my surprise. They're still fighting amongst themselves, which is great to see, and... Why did you leave MARIONBURG completely undefended? I mean, I'm not upset about it. We're gonna move in, and we're regardless of any kind of siege towers. Oh, really? They're close enough they get 2 settlement garrisons to defend? Well, that's not gonna work out. Well, now that I know, man, MARIONBURG is very well defended. Okay, guys. Fair play. What we're gonna do instead... We may just ignore MARIONBURG for now, because we do not have enough to take down Elftown and MARIONBURG both at the same time. No, not with a bunch of Ungor raiders. Let's see. Klesson.
No.
That makes me want to do a High Elf campaign very badly, because this is the High Elf faction you can switch out for a couple of the others. So instead of the Exarchate, you could have Eltharion here. That sounds like a really fun campaign. Batman rolling with MARIONBURG. So what we're going to do then with Morghur is we're just going to raid away. Don't necessarily mind if they wish to come over and attack us. I'm going to steal what I can, and also cause them to take some forced attrition. If you want to come meet me on the battlefield, I'm here for it. But that is something I was not aware of. Alright, Akbar. Time for you to keep building up your forces. You're recovering nicely from the bonks to the head. We'll have 4 Warhounds, and then just the rest of these guys be raiders. Because they double as axemen once they run out of arrows. Really, really bad at defending themselves. Right. Yes, we could go for this, but I'm going to allow them to take a little bit more attrition.
All that I hold dear, no.
You're going to have 3 less questing knights here. Yeah, it's not a lot less, but each model we don't have to deal with is going to be insane. We'll launch the attack next turn, depending on how well healed Korgoth is. We can't pull him away from the army, though, because then he's gonna... Then Lewin will attack. Let's go for evasion. Increase that spellbook while we can. He's gonna be joining up with... We'll have him join up with Gorgoth. I know he hasn't been moved. Let's put him on the other side of Fergoon. That way, if we have to attack, we've got someone coming in from both sides. And then there we go. Swing on back over to Morghur. And fingers crossed, the Marionburgers try to fight us. That would be great. Alright, looks like Lewin is tired of taking attrition. And so they're going to come on out and fight us. Fair enough. Wait a second, how are they doing this? He's right next to him. Alright, fair enough, we got played. Well, on the upside, Morghur is now a freebooter, so he'll gain even more income from the gold. And Corone has confederated with Montfort. It's your funeral. I'm gonna go ahead and move in here and take down Rickard. McCod Wolf. We got them with an ambush, so vengeance is mine, even if it's a small vengeance. 16, really. We will slaughter them for the extra rage. And then, I mean, we don't even mind raiding right on through here. I think the Massif for Call should be a landmark if we're lucky. What we'll do is we'll just play defense on this birdstone, and as soon as we've got an army with some proper artillery, or just some more upgrades, we'll come on back around and do some damage to Marienburg. It's already extremely high tier, so... Oh, really? It's only a tier 3 city. But of course, they've got the royal garrison to beef it on up. Alright, let's switch over into raiding. And we're just gonna brazenly walk right through their territory. Unless they've got multiple armies coming at us at once, I don't think they stand a chance. Who is this? Cluster Eye. Interesting. We're going to stay in Klesen, which forces Balderic to continue to take attrition, and we can steal more gold probably from you than the Greenskins. Yes. We'll stay over here. And then likely we're going to start warping our way through the beast paths, try to find the Massif for Call and do some damage to the Greenskins there. Who would have thought it'd be such a journey all the way to Athaloran? Okay, well, Lewin, you're the worst. We're just gonna have you move back in and surround the settlement. So how does this make any sense? Now he's reinforcements? And we would lose absolutely everyone. Well, we're going to continue to encircle. I'm going to let them attrition down some more. Gorgoth is continuing to build his troopers back up. And rage, too. Alright, cool stuff. As soon as we see these clowns make a move, we can have Gorgoth clap them. But the plan is attrition down Lewin and then deal with him with an auto-resolve because he deserves it. In the meantime, that's all we can get up to. Akbar. You could get the extra dread per turn. Oh, I like that idea. He's only 25. Yeah, we'll save. And we'll have you stay here. We'll have you raid, that way you are continuing to gain up some bestial rage and some experience. While Warars, we're going to have you come all the way over to join up with Gorgoth. Be able to next turn. And with that magic, we should be able to turn the tide, no problem. So we'll launch the attack next turn. After I just said we'll force them to attrition on down. We're looking for the 3,000 milestone. Yes, indeed. Alright then, turn. Dark moon rises once more, this time a dark crimson. So the lunar eclipse gives us 20% more ruination, 15 extra winds of magic, and then 40% more post battle. That's what we're gonna go for is, if any of them just give us more dread, that's gonna be the call. All must fight. And Warars must join up with Morgoth. We're gonna let Morghur here continue to do damage. He's already got chosen. Now what is this ability? Overwhelm. Rose, 40% drop to someone's attack. Get him, Hell Scourges. Or you're just gonna come on over here and join up. We'll have you take the place of one of our hounds. That's what these three combine into one. Awesome. Warars can join. Actually, do we have enough gold for... No, the blind I have seeing is 10,000. Versus. Anything insane for us to... before we go for the battle? Like a hefty no. We could grab Torox. Replace Morgoth with Torox and then end the battle right there. Well, I think he comes in wounded. Alright, before we kick that battle off, because that's the one we're going to go for, Sigmar Scheim is still hiding in their little hovels in the south, and Grom has come on up with a Wah. That's not a good sign. You want to leave, my friend. Luckily, I think defenses are enough here where we don't have to worry with Akbar's expendable chaff. Rorik here, that'd be a nice,
for the wisdom of the
nice slay, probably for some more dread. We just keep raiding up through, jump through the beast paths here. Next turn. No one's gonna be happy with us. Don't think we care that much. Rorik, what do you have? Ballistae, those are nothing.
For the wisdom of the land.
Got some great cannons, but we're not so worried about it. Yoinking a ton of cash from the Dawi there. Akbar, you stay here on the other side of Garbon Hold. We'll see if Grom wants to get froggy. Dropping out, that's just for enemy towers. I was gonna say, that drops their missile damage by 40%. Bring it on, Grom. But it's just for towers, so we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Instead, let's take down Lewin. Since they're all bogged down in the city, this should make it, I would say, hopefully a little bit easier for us. We do have to worry about towers. Do we have anything that can damage towers? That's a hefty no. Such is the way. What's the terrain looking like for us? Good old-fashioned Bretonnian city we know and love. Let's raze it to the ground. Our Minotaur's reinforcement spot is really bad for our Doombull. That's okay, that allows him to go to either side, but I think that means we're going to deploy everyone else over on Z's position. Alright, you silly little Bretonnians. Prepare to see civilization ruin. I'm pretty concerned about the towers, though, so we're going to want to try to do what we can to rip through here. Well, this Traderkin is going to be very devastating in the confined space here. Let's go Giant up front. I think he's going to be our arrow soak to start. Manticore for going after towers. So glad we have you. Rage of Gorher. Let's throw one of the hounds on the other side here. You kind of sneak in and snag. Hopefully snag a position. Grab both because the hounds aren't very good up front. That's going to be a wall of steel, which Warhounds will shatter against. Duskgors, you guys are going to be better once the enemy is harassed a little bit. They have bleed. No, but armor piercing and anti-infantry is pretty solid. Harpies will also be pretty, hopefully pretty decent at ripping down towers. What to do with our spear herd. Just have them up front. The Gore will keep in the woods too. Don't want them to know where our units are. These Ungor, hide. Perfect. Here's our front line. Archers. And I guess just everything else. And everything else. Alright, comrade. To battle. Start moving up the archers. Okay, so I want our Manticore to start moving in. Manticore plus Harpies. We're actually going to move them to their own unit because they're flying. So start taking down this arrow tower. Want the giant to be their main target, then we'll have the raiders do all sorts of damage. Hound dogs. Operation Sneaky is a go. Listen, it's not the best name. We didn't have enough time to work on it. A little bit scared of these peasant bowmen. You start smacking down this area, and we'll have our... They destroy it that quick? Good grief. The piranhas of the sky. And oh, get out of there. You guys are great. That was fantastic. Let's come on up and use... Well, let's save Traderkin. It's like they're trying to... We'll use all of our archers to deal with these Pegasus Knights. We charge into them. We'll bring the Harpies round. Traderkin is a little bit much, so let's just go for the normal devolve. It's taking a lot more damage than I like. A lot more damage than I like. You guys fall in. Start blasting those questing knights. Pull the giant out of combat there. Everyone else can push up to this side. Start chopping up some peasant mob. East those Pegasus Knights. We're gonna go over the top. Knights errant though, so maybe not. Just smash into this group here. Alright, now we Traderkin. As our reinforcements arrive. Alright, you lot. Our hounds got caught quickly. They sent all of their knights round. That actually works for me. Let's have this group set up, and as soon as their knights start going the other direction, we will bring them on in. Lewin has decided to duel with our East Lord, Grey Shaman. Don't like that so much. If you start running away... Run away. Start out of combat for a moment. Manticore, you're just flapping around. You go over the top end, deal with these peasant bowmen. Sacrifice those hound dogs in the name of... Not Malagor, but... the mutated one. Arthur's being foolish, and I don't like to see it. Let's go after these peasant bowmen in the back line. A really good opportunity for you. Two hound dogs. Need everyone to be organized before charging up here, otherwise we're just going to lose them too. In the meantime, they can be a distraction. A lovely distraction. Pull back, and if you could smack Lewin on the back of the head, I would much appreciate it. Same time as dropping in Traderkin. Here can get rid of this group. Pretty funny that the Manticore even struggles with normal archers. Battle pigs are doing fantastic. Look at them. Scared of nothing. Go after the Holy Warriors of the Lady. These hounds are just continuing to come back. They're very brave. Lewin is defeated. That's a bad sign for the rest of his squad here. Move back in and start knocking down this barricade. Looks like our Harpies have been led into the spears. Didn't work out so well for them. Land back in the middle here. Go for that Traderkin in this huge group. All of our Ungor Raider, go ahead and start launching arrows You can go ahead and use your axes. Pretty good effect against these Knights Errant. Did all of the hounds at the same time. I was going to group them, lock them, and send them into combat. And we'll have our bull come on in and start fighting individual groups of spearmen at arms. Masquerade. Pro. There's going to be so many arrows all at once. Speaking of, the back line there seems like that would work pretty well. That Traderkin goes down. How many kills are you up to? 85, 96. Good grief. 4 peasants. In fact, let's make it worse. We can devolve you as well. Pokemon in reverse. Oh, they're all the way across the map. That's not going to go well for anyone. Alright, Doombull. You smash into these spearmen at arms. They have no defense for you. Rolls through like a demonic Sonic the Hedgehog. Smash back these guys then. All of our remaining archers. As Boros goes through, actually crash in here. We don't really want our Centaur with axes fighting them. Back to the other angle. Or ours, you can give Block of Doom to both of these units. That'd be awesome. The one here just charging these foot squires. We still haven't gotten through this blocker yet. We have a giant there. Seems like he should be great at that. Does yeoman? Manticore should beat yeoman. It's simple math. You're a peasant on a horse, and he's a horror. Eldritch winged horror. Morghur smash. He doesn't even need a weapon, although I would probably give him a great big battle axe, so he's not fighting with just these weird fist weapons. A little bit of reach. Are archers actually being useful here? I don't know that they can. Smash into those men-at-arms. Just the holy warriors there that are left. Well, looks like Lewin got super overwhelmed. Move in and claim some zones. Yeah, they're just gonna break. They've seen far too many of their own slain. Final charge of the Bretonians. Just the Jacobian axes up and over the edge. Working out pretty well for them. Funny thing is they're not even charging, they're fleeing. And I think that was the end of the Battle Wardens. Perfect. I'm gonna run down the rest of these Bretonians and I'll catch you all in a moment. That was the old Bray Shaman beatdown. I didn't expect to lose only 458. Yeah, the MVP definitely being the Beastman Giant. In SFO, they have the ability to do damage to anyone. They're just stepping around. Just to kind of simulate their big stompy feet. Really want you going back over there and hanging out with Morghur. He seems like he might be mean. You come back this way a little bit, raiding. After defeating Lewin once more, I think we've got a Corone defeated. The Ness, though, is doing a little bit well for themselves. We'll have to watch out for any kind of reinforcements jumping out of these hills. So to do so, let's have you just raid right alongside. They'll make a little less gold overall, but they'll be protected. Give a battle buddy. Blood collar for the Minotaurs, which we don't have that many of. So let's instead just grab Fueled by Blood so they can move faster and be less tired. I think same thing here with Poe's army. Good old Dark God Gatorade. Alright, well, as long as this army doesn't grow into even more Chosen and more artillery, we should be able to handle that even if they decide to throw hands with us. Morghur. Instead of raiding, can we go through the beast paths? Why not? Because we're raiding. We'll go into the hidden encampment stance then. And we can upgrade our Bloodied Lair. Or see, get this. We could wait on that one. Not go for any upgrades and just come on in here and grab the Blind Eye of Seeing, which lets us summon in Cygor. Like, that's going to be the call. Cygor for everyone. And by everyone, I of course mean... yes, our caster here. Enjoy your Blind Eye of Seeing. Much better than a Scroll of Leeching. You can have the Ogre Blade too. Actually handled himself pretty well against Lewin. Hilt of the Shadowgave. Extra armor and some missile resistance, plus 13%. Does that give Morghur extra bonuses? That'd be cool. Yeah, no. Morgoth definitely needs some armor, so give himself a lovely rotten mutating pelt. Since you already now cause terror, let's give you the Potion of Speed. Although we can instead combine that with the Terrifying Mask and try to get something a little bit better. Filth Mace. Enables magical attacks, which sounds awesome. And then we've got Corroded Armor and more damage. Cool stuff. So you guys stay here. Can any of you do upgrades to your main herd building? Like, no. Not yet. Alright, well, moving right along. Got up to 18 Devastation. How much do we need to get up to Ruination level 5? 150. We currently have 102. We have a little bit more to go then. To do any upgrading while you're here anyway, the rating class for more movement range, that would double our rating income. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. We're not going to raid for the turn, but let's make sure the next time we do, we are doing seriously well for ourselves. And then by the time we get up to needing to build another settlement, because we should be down here by the Massey for Call by then, we should have the gold to upgrade his main horde building. Oh, neat. Albrecht is now taken over as King of Bretonnia. So Pua is now a freebooter. Got all of the pirate beasts running around. You get them some hats. So does that mean they are down there in the south there, Bordelot? Okay, well before I start moving down there, Castle Lenghi is not part of this Blood Grounds, but we can make one out of these settlements as well. Circle back to Barley Mott and Merton and Port Saul. That works for me. We'll leave Morghur here to do his damage. We can go on over here to the Barley Mott. We can attempt to at least. I'd like to raid from our enemies. We can yoink some cash from them. Doesn't look like that's going to work out for us, though. So we'll just come to about this position. Gotta keep them together. Still raiding, though. That way they keep building up their rage and gaining a little trickle of experience. Excellent. So now over here, we will send the Shadowgave through the Beast Path. Or the Orcal. Bretone's down here. Not Bretone. Bordelot is down here as well. Burgoyne is the one I keep mixing them up with. Alright then. Only one who hasn't been moved is Akbar, and we're just kind of waiting for Grom to do anything foolish. I don't know where he went, which is always scary. Goblin that small or that large should be able to hide. Come a little ways away from Garbon Hold. I'd like to try to raid up here in Tancred. But Akbar's weakness is going to be kind of a problem. No building upgrades to be had for now. Just turn-ins. Right, another uneventful turn, and our challenge has been completed for the Warherd Ravages. Beastmen sweep across their blood grounds, consumed by savage fury, tearing apart the hated foe for extra movement range. Exactly. Well, you can't reach the barley motte, so we'll just have you raid on over into these lands. Exactly. See no one there to stop you. I'm gonna try to send a puff through. Just take down Merton as well. I'm gonna blitz these last couple here, that way we can drop this ritual off, and better grab another herdstone up here. Just finish off this entire coastline. For our Endbringer, we are going to absolutely snag the transformation of Caden. Summons in a Manticore is expensive, but anything that summons you in more units is always giving you the upper hand. Stuff. Lastly, we don't know where Grom is, but it's clear that his WA target is Lungi. He's got a long ways to travel through lots of hostile territory. Meaning just the territory itself being fully hostile to him. Here's Castle Bastone. At least do some raiding. We can make some gold as we move across the land. Sure, Bordello is going to be mad at us, but what are they going to do about it? Oh, hello there. The Barrows of Quilu are under attack by Lord Skrull. I think that's the main settlement of the Massey Call.
You need help.
Yep, so it's not going to count as a special settlement, quite sadly enough. Well, let's try to make ourselves a huge blood grounds up here then. This looks like a good spot. We'll come on into Castle Bastone and start burning everything to the ground. Morghur, we're going to switch direction a little bit. Now that we learned that Skrull goes up to no good over there at the Barrows. Cool, we're raking in the gold from the peasants. It's no different from their normal daily lives, it's just a little bit more brutal. We don't pretend to be knights. Akbar, should we stay here and just keep you gathering up experience? I do need you to get out and do some damage, so let's keep raiding on down the way here. This is when we get ambushed by Grom. Alright, let's come on in, select our next challenge. Days of Wrath is even more horde growth. I think that's probably going to be the call. Yep, we don't have any of these other challenges completed just yet. Almost on the Messenger of the Bray. We're also nearly there on the Strong Survive, which is great. Summon 10 units. We're about to max this one on out. That means we need to fight every battle with that we can, and summon as often as possible. Then win a battle with 4 heroes. We need to just bring all of our heroes into one group. Let's give it one more in turn, and then we'll go ahead and have our episode in there. And another uneventful turn. But Korgoth is also now a pirate. Oh no, Beastmen raid through the Garbon hold. That wouldn't have been us, would it? The herds of chaos are active. Beastmen emerge from the forest and raid your more isolated settlements, bringing ruin and taking captives. Well, the insolent fools are going to suffer for attacking me. How well defended is Castle Bastone? It's not, is the answer. Okay, well, let's move Morghur on over. We will. Were you all at war with?
Chivalrous or not,
So many factions. Here.
Do you know who?
You give me money.
Chivalrous or not, I will strike you down.
Give me
scud,
10,000 million.
displease me.
Or else.
I am no child.
I guess it's gonna be war then. When to threaten someone, they always tell you no, so. Onward to liberty. Civilization, of course. We will start off the next episode with the Siege of Castle Bastone. For now, though, I'm out of town for today. I've been at. This was Total War. Remember to leave a like for the light god and a sub for the sub phone. See you on the next one.